What's up, guys? What's going on? So we are day 9. I've got 7 guys here today and starting to really make some impact here on the ground. And you can see the team Jubilee over here. He's getting his gator ready to go, and they had compost tea brewing all night. And if you go back to my old Jubilee video, you'll hear Ryan talk about, I mean, that's been their kind of game changer, key to success out here. And you know, that's something that when they have time, they're even doing it on a weekly basis. So compost tea is definitely a beyond organic, game-changing amendment in my experience, in their experience, and in many others I know. And you'll hear this bad boy going. And something I could tell you is, I just saw that JM video at that new site he's at. He's got the same exact brewer. So this is the GOT brewer. And you can see they had it covered in a tarp, protecting it from the sun because they are brewing out here underneath the tree. This is the transfer pump. It's a cool little gator to put it down with. Here's the spray rig. And the coolest thing is they have a Grove attachment that goes in there that'll spray both sides of the row as they drive down. Really nice electric reel on there. But this is legit. Let's see what they're doing. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, hey. Hey, what are you doing?
Collecting some fertilizer.
Nice. You guys brewing some kombucha over here? What are you making?
Yeah, man, it's the fruit tree kombucha.
Really?
No, it's compost tea.
How often are you all getting down with that?
At least once a week. Some weeks we don't do it.
We can't see you under this hat. You know, you're hiding from us. Look at you. Oh, there he is. Hey, it's that Q guy. I was wondering who I was talking to there. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
So you guys try to get this done nice and early?
Yeah. Especially if you want to do a foliar feed, you have to do it as early as possible.
Cool.
But we've been focusing on like soil drenches.
Nice.
All throughout rainy season.
Nice.
So that's probably what we're gonna do again today.
Cool.
Is the soil
Whoa!
drench.
Whoa! There's some of those ugly sweet potatoes.
Yep. Charlotte is very spoiled right now.
Whoa! Hey, how you like those two? Look, her tail's wagging. She must be happy. As you can see, this is that pond. I'm quite proud of this. There's definitely a few more things to go in. Like we have a big hole here. We're setting another cabbage palm on an angle, so we'll have a pack of 3 here. We have some more mulching to do. We have water plants to go in yet. So this is not quite complete, but it's, you know, 85–90% of the way there. Some exciting stuff for yesterday. You know, we really put a dent in this big mulch pile over here, so I'm very excited about that. You can see that it doesn't look like quite the intimidating mountain, you know, it was here just a couple of days ago. Which, you know, I was kind of thinking we might need like a monster loader to come in here and really attack this, but 2 of us got at it yesterday and we moved a good portion of the pile just that way. So it's, you know, giving us a little space to work. I'm hoping a good portion of this pile today is going to go into this food forest area over here on the east side of the property. So everything all the way over there along where we put in that bamboo break is where all these mangoes are going in. Japoticavas, I think there's an avocado, white sapote, tamarind tree. These are going in this center area where the mulch is. So there's a couple of Yapoon hollies here, a couple of gumbo limbos, a couple of Royal Point siennas, and they're kind of going through this center area. So, you know, this has to move in order for us to be able to plant this space. So I got to get this out of the way. I'm really hoping that a lot of this mulch will just go down on the area over here. So this is where you enter the property. You know, we wanted to give a bit of a visual break to the work area for the caretakers on the property here, propagation area, nursery area. And I know I repeat myself a lot, but for those that didn't see the first 2 prior videos, I'm just repeating that again so you kind of understand what's going on here in this space. So this berm was actually leftover fill material from the construction, went in as a build-up for that visual break. We planted it in Simpson stopper, native mealy grass, and dune sunflower. So eventually that'll just be flowering. Got a couple of oaks here on the back side that'll eventually start to build that break. They're pretty slow growing. Right across the way, we have sea grapes. That's another native. Cabbage palms, another native. That'll kind of help to break this up a bit too. And we kind of angled this, you know, and something I'll point out, you know, I did I turned in a big design for this place with an idea, you know, of what was going in, but more or less a species list, a plant list with numbers and amounts. And, you know, I'm very fortunate that I've already built a reputation here with the homeowner after phase 1. He trusts me. You know, he's not out here nitpicking me about, you know, what goes where, what goes here, what goes there. And a lot of that changes as we get out here. You know, I'm like, oh, you know, I was originally going to put like 6 or 7 palms over there on the corner. I didn't like the idea. I started setting them there. I'm like, this doesn't fit the space. So, you know, a lot of this stuff does change when you hit the ground. I would think it's a little bit more important to find the right species that do really well in your area. You know, it's not about this perfect design that looks really good on paper. All that's going to do is look really good on paper. And what I can guarantee you is every time it hits the ground, it's going to change a little bit. Everything's going to change. Nothing's going to be the way it looks on paper, you know. And I get clients all the time that, you know, they really want to see this visual aspect. You know, we're all very visual people, but I would say it's more about knowing that, you know, the species, the varieties that you want to grow than it is, you know, looking at it on paper. And that's something that I've definitely experienced a lot. So let me get back to showing you the site and I'll stop talking here. We've got a little bit of an island being created here in this space. We've got a you know, a pine that's barely hanging on. We've added 1 or 2 oaks. There's a pine that the whole top got snapped off of in that area. So, you know, we're gonna leave that to kind of dry out as a snag for the space. The oaks will hopefully fill back in, and that's gonna get some more natives underneath. Got all that fire material out of here yesterday. Like I said, we moved some mulch. This might be going down as a base in this center area. I'm not 100% on that yet. We don't know. Seems like, you know, that pile of mulch is kind of like the never-ending pile of mulch. It's very dense, it's very thick. Every time I hit it with the tractor, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this thing going anywhere? It took, you know, 3 or 4 hours or 2 guys yesterday on loaders to even make it look like we did anything out here. So, you know, it did take a little bit to really make that gratification for me, at least. We're over here in the back of the property right now, and this is where that nursery area is gonna be. And I'll just walk you guys down this east break and show you some of these mangoes and things we're laying out. And you know how I roll. Time to get back to work. So right over here, like the black mat video I've posted for y'all, they're gonna be putting that black mat down over here. That's gonna be a base for a nursery space, propagation area. You know, this is the fence line. The caretaker stays right on the side of that, right on the other side of that 4-foot fence by that mango right there. And then there's a service entrance right here through that gate. So that kind of goes out to the side road. Long term, that's where they plan to bring mulch in from. This is being used as a greenhouse. I know it's just a regular shelter. This is the compost pile, and as you can see, you know, we're back here in this work zone right now. You know, there's the box blade, there's logs, there's straw, black mat going down. You know, we've got this little shelter over here, got this compost pile. But what I want to point out to y'all is you can't see the driveway. You know, that's what I've been trying to create, was this visual break. You know, when you're coming in and out of the property, when you're having guests over, they're not going to see all of this, you know, let's call it semi-messy area, back of the house type material. So, you know, a lot of this stuff, trying to keep out of sight, out of mind, kind of an eyesore. We've got the water running here this morning on the graceful bamboo. I mean, you could tell we've got this, you know, in and very straight. And it's definitely establishing here happily. And I've started to lay out a lot of plants. So this is going to be a space for the kids. There's going to be a seating area in here, some logs. I'm going to add some bananas, some papayas. I just set one of the red japoticabas there. I have a banana here, TR Hoovy papaya. I've got some native things. So something that I'll tell you all that, you know, we laid a lot of mangoes over there on the other side of the property. We probably planted, I don't know, 70, 80 mango trees, and a lot of those trees that were originally picked were picked 2 years ago, before a lot of these new Zills varieties came out. Cotton Candy, Sweet Tart, Pineapple Pleasure, you know, all these new and exciting ones. And since, you know, we originally did the plant list here, those have come out, so we're adding some of those in over here, even though we're going to probably be doing a huge mango planting down the road. So those are those logs we're going to use for that kids area. Hey Ian, what was this native tree again? It slipped my tongue. What was this native tree?
A hickory nut?
Aha. I was trying to remember as I had the camera on it. 2 native hickory nuts. We have one here, one down on the other end of the property over there. Oh, what kind of mango are you working with, Ryan? Is that fruit punch?
Pineapple pleasure.
Whoa! All right, so we just caught a mismarked fruit punch for a pineapple pleasure. Wanted to get that tagged properly before we got that in the ground. So we've got a couple more cabbage palms sitting here in this space. And you can see we've got lots of little nooks and areas where we're going to be adding in more native things. There's a banana sitting over here. We've got another mango kind of tucked into this corner. Another mango right over here on this side, a banana, another mango, a banana. So lots of firebush, mimosa, bananas, papayas, mangoes, a white sapote, a tamarind, and a few other native species kind of coming back into this space. So developing slowly. A couple of grafted jackfruit. This one right here is a small variety. We're planting a China. So I'm really excited about getting those in the ground. You can see the guys over here getting these cabbage palms strapped in. Yapoon holly, highest level of caffeine any plant in North America. Oh, hey boys.
Morning.
What's growing on? Oh, hey, don't eat the heart out of that cabbage palm. Another pineapple pleasure. A couple mangoes tucked back here in the cut. You'll see some native Fakahatchee grass going in also. Pineapple, grafted jackfruit. That is that China variety. Fakahatchee, another small Jipotacaba, Fakahatchee, sweet almond. So y'all got the gist. I've got everything right here in the trailer to still put out. Got some bananas left. Those are the Fia variety. I have another grafted jackfruit, another mango, an avocado, a couple firebush, a big grafted white sapote. I've had a really hard time getting my hands on those. Couple pineapples ready to go in. Cutting up into this native area. We've got a really cool Jipotacaba that's going to be heading out over this small pond. I've got some native red maples over there. I got some of the cedars over here on the corner of the pond. And we are running a fill into the pond, which I believe is probably buried underneath here right now. That will fill this up every time it, oops. So we're gonna put a float on that and we're gonna control the level of the pond and get the stuff about a foot. In rainy season, it's gonna stay where we want it anyway. But during the rest of the year, we'd like to keep it up just a little higher. Some more sea grapes, old hammy eye bamboo, and I need to get back to work. And I wanna show you all something cool. Even though you've seen it and I've talked about it. So this is what we have left to plant. A lot of grasses, some dune sunflower, tropical sage, a couple of vitex, a couple of fiojas, more firebush, more palmettos, some Simpson stopper, lots of 4-inch mimosa. I got a stack of olives. Really excited about getting these in the ground. Those are very ornamental dooryard type trees. But last thing I'll point out, we made this. So this was pure charcoal. We charged it with worm castings, and this is our top dress material for all of these fruit trees in the area. So we won't be putting this on the natives, but we'll put this on the mangoes, pineapples, bananas, papayas, any one of our fruit trees. And this is how we move this material. We get it in a big tote like this. I probably shouldn't have it here elevated while I'm not operating it. I just filled those. I'm gonna move them out of the way, but this is how we top off the wheelbarrows. We use these big bags, and they're really nice because they have this nice funnel on the bottom. So that funnel allows me to fill those wheelbarrows. All right, well, I'll show you guys what we got planted here at the end of the day. I need to go lay some more stuff out. I'm gonna go ahead and give Q a kick for making all that noise. Sorry about the beeping. Definitely busted his chops for that. So y'all have a good day. I'll be back. Alrighty, so that is a wrap. I am out of here for today and got some exciting stuff for you. I got the trailer hooked up, but that's not as exciting as just had the drone out. So I got you guys a little bit of overhead, kind of maybe a little bit more perspective of what's growing on here, what's going on here. And I can tell you what we will be done with our original portion of phase 2 by next week on Wednesday. So I'm doing really good on schedule. Everything's kind of flowing along great. You know, we've had a couple of new guys out here helping, and something I'll reiterate and bring back and put the link above for my high and tight video. I had to send one of my top guys around here for about 2 hours and repack a lot of those plants and trees that were installed by one of the new guys we had. You know, gave him a planting demo 3 times, and I can't stress it enough. Had to go back through, show him after fixing all of his plants, like, you know, this isn't tight enough still. If I can press down on it with my foot and my foot sinks in, you know, 3 or 4 inches, we have a problem. So had a little bit of loose plant issue here we had to get fixed. So I just wanted to bring that up again, you know, new install. I think this is something really important that everybody needs to keep in mind, you know, at least tight. If you can't get that part down, you know, I can promise you're not going to have the success. There's not much left of this mulch pile. Like, I have to be honest with you, I was a little bit intimidated. You know, that was a huge pile of mulch. You know, we put a hurting on it. So I'll show you what we got left to plant, and we'll go kind of walk around a little bit and show you what we did get planted. So I got some big Simpson stoppers and some 15 gallons still to go in. Got these beautiful Arbequina olives still to go in. I have some silver saw palmettos left, some of those Jamaican capers, some green saw palmettos, lots of 4-inch mimosa, lots of pineapple sage, a couple of these manila tamarids. Those are pretty exciting. A couple of vitex, a couple of cassias, a couple of fioja, pineapple guavas, a good chunk of mealy grass, and a good chunk of cordgrass, and a good portion of some dune sunflower. So the only thing I haven't brought onto the site that we're going to be planting, a couple of sweet almonds, are the citrus, and we're going to be trying those citrus in the understory situation. And something I've told you all in the past, and I should probably make a video just in itself why I don't grow citrus, because of that greening problem. But you know, I have noticed in a lot of the consulting work I do, typically I run into unaffected citrus in the understory, and it typically needs to be an understory of that live oak hammock. So we're going to try some citrus here. You know, it's a gamble, but they do a lot, you know, with organic amendments here as far as biochar, compost tea schedule goes. So I feel like if anybody's going to have success with citrus, you know, they have the tools here, they have the possibilities. So we're going to give it a try. Homeowner really loves lemons, oranges, limes. I mean, how can you blame them? So I'll show you some of the cool stuff we got planted right over here on the pond today. Got a really cool Japoticaba there on a little bit of an angle coming out the corner of that pond. A couple of cypress, a couple more of those red maples, old hammy-eye, sea grapes on the back side. So this is the north side of the pond. This will never shade the pond. You know, this is going to be that tall wind ramp species that's kind of over here in the center. We still got a lot of mulching to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not done yet. But we have gotten a good portion of you know, stuff in the ground. I mean, when I got here, you know, 2 weeks ago, this was smilax, weeds, and overgrown palmettos, and we probably won't prune those, you know, palmettos in the future. Maybe just keep them off the ground a little bit. But we did that hard pruning to give us access to that soil below there to get those smilax roots out. You know, as we get back in here, this is definitely dappled light. This is a space I would say that it's pushing it with the grasses. As the canopies come into these new fruit trees, those Fakahatchee grasses are going to get faded out. Now this is where it gets fun. This is why I enjoy my job. And I'm like a little kid out here, I won't even lie to you. So you can see, got this really cool little golf cart path. Really cool little golf cart path. Look down this way. Another really cool little path. So it's all about the kids being able to come in and out of the space. And we had some logs left over, and I'll show you what we've done with those. And I made a little seating area. I put some cool things in the space that the kids really like around here too. I put some Japoticabas. His favorite, Finley's probably the most into the farm garden here. Finley's the oldest boy in the family, and he really loves jackfruit. So I put a grafted jackfruit over here in this space for him. Another banana, another papaya, another banana. So hopefully this will become like a little room for the kids. They come out here on the golf cart. I mean, you know, as we're out here working, they're out here riding all around the yard. Hopefully they start getting drawn out here to the food forest. Just another reason to come out here. I know Finley's already out in the yard. So got this Suriname cherry seedling right here. We put some biochar on this. We put some mulch on this. There's the rest of those sweet potatoes that are coming up for compost. And you can see I'm in that back of the house area I was talking about earlier. And you can't really see it when you're coming in the driveway. You know, we've definitely really enclosed this space now. And here we go. Mr. Q himself just put down this black mat. They've got their nursery down on this, and I told them when they were relocating the nursery, like, check out my video. Look at this black mat. This stuff is awesome. They folded the edges really nice. To be honest with you, I told Q what to do over there on the other side of the farm. I've been too busy to come over and take a look or make sure he was doing it all right. It's my first time seeing it right here with the camera, so, you know, he did a great job. Killer little pad now. You know, the greenhouse floor has a really nice black mat to it. So, coming along, Q. It's looking good. I'm gonna walk y'all down this little front space. So, farm manager stays off property. Property manager stays on property, kind of up here in the front. Here's that entry coming in. And you can see here, we've got a service entrance, a couple of oaks, and I have not mulched this left side in yet, but this is part of that visual break. We've got cabbage palms, sea grapes, Fakahatchee grass, kind of filling in that space. So really coming together here, lots of fun, definitely enjoying myself. So don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and don't forget, pound that bell, pound some dirt.